Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to Trucker Talk. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful Sunday. My brother George, let me just go and say this. It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to have you, man, in the conversations. I appreciate it. How are you? How are you doing this evening,
Oh,
man?
it's a pleasure to be here too. But you was talking about the weather, like it's been threatening rain since we got the churches around 11 o'clock. It was cloudy. Now the sun's coming, and got a few puffy clouds out there. So it looks pretty good out there right now. But yeah, I'm good, man. I am good.
It's a pretty day, man. But as far as your week, let's go and kick this off, man. You have a pretty good week.
Always a good week. Yep. As long as I can make it through it from AM from the time I clock in and clock out, I'm good.
And with me, well, I get what you're saying, man. I get it, but me, I kind of been like in a different space and place, man.
Mhm.
Just processing things, trying to being humble, and I tell myself after I'm gonna do a recap. On May the 22nd, my company that I was working for, they decided to just close down operations in Knoxville. So I've been on the job hunt. So
Yep.
I tell people, I say, a friend of mine made a comment to me about being retired. He's like, "Yeah, man." And a couple of older people that I talked to, I used to, in my mind, be like, "How do you get your days mixed up? How do you get your times mixed up?" So I had a moment, and it was the other day before I talked to you. I think I forgot what day it was, but I took a nap, and when I woke up in my mind, it was like I made myself say it was like 6:30, but when I woke up, it was like three
Oh,
thirty.
that was yesterday.
It was, yeah,
No,
yeah.
was it today?
No, it was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
I
Yeah.
can't keep up.
When I call you.
I was mad because I was like, man, I wish I was trying to make it be 6:30 so I could get ready for bed. But it's pretty bad though. But no, I've been in my own space, man, in place. And one thing I've learned is just, I'm by myself thinking about things. I just process stuff. And so one of the things I dreaded, which a lot of people they may pay people to clean their houses and dust, but it's like dusting. I dust when I dust. Let's just say that. So I've been putting it off for a little while. So I was listening to a couple of Austin Combs, a couple of church sermons, and I just kind of got into dusting, man. And I knocked the downstairs out yesterday. I got up this morning, knocked the upstairs out this morning. So it was pretty good. But yeah, so I'm gonna step back, go back to the sermon today. Austin, he preached a good sermon, man. One of the things that stuck out to me about that was he was talking about how people people we get caught up in the world, but we get as far as and I catch myself. I'm no angel, so I catch myself. He say you got one foot in, you got one foot out, and you trying to do right and be a godly person, but you also still that devil he's still attacking you, but you get caught up in those same behaviors and stuff. And so, man, when he was talking about that, man, I mean, my ears, I mean, I was all ears, man,
Yeah.
because
Oh yeah.
I've experienced it and I've seen other people
Yeah.
that have those same patterns and stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Like I said, what, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, straddling the fence, so to speak. It was it was pretty good. And like I
But
said, and all his sermons are good because they relate to, and as we talk all the time, everyday life, you see all these things that's kind of happening all around you. You think about it, and then if he brings it up, and he's, oh man, we talked about that just yesterday, or day before, and you see it in everyday life because we're all a human. Those
correct,
things exist.
correct. And one of the things he said, I know you called it. He was talking about. He said you look at the people that you're around because you wonder, like you got some of them people that gossip and they they be like, oh, it's always me. They always got problems and stuff. And it's like you when you start looking around the people you're around, y'all all got the same problems.
Yeah.
Might need to pick you a different circle.
Yeah, who you yoke with. That's right. That's exactly it. He brought up the same thing with marriage.
Merch. Well,
Woo, my goodness.
he said, what did he say? He said, look over at your your woman in church. He's like look over, tap your wife on the shoulder, so whatever
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and
I
it
was
makes
like,
sense. It's logical.
it's
Yeah,
who you with because basically they may or may not rub off on you, but that's what you're gonna become. If
yep,
not, you gotta get away from them
yep.
because And there again, he talked about Samson and Delilah.
Yeah,
That's a good story. Google that. But it was
yeah,
good. It was a good message he had today.
yeah. It was
But
awesome.
but yeah, but I want to dive in today, man. I want to episode 14. Today we're going to talk about something that's not popular but powerful. Humility, not the kind that makes you weak, but the kind that makes you wise. So this quote I like, it says, a great man is always willing to be little. Ralph Waldo Emerson. What do you think about that quote, man?
I love it because we all got pride, and we all stand in pride. Will stand in front of us every single time. It'll block a lot of things out. It is like it'll block the sun out of being careful. So that those rays you get of learning and whatever you in life, pride will step in there, and you got to step back sometimes and just take it, learn from it.
Yeah, pride will knock you down.
Mm.
And I'm gonna dive into I can talk about a story, actually a story that happened to me. And as far as I'll say this year, when I was working on forgiveness and stuff like that, as far as ability, me and some family members, we made up, and it was the thing. It was the fact that my ego. One of the things I'm 40 years old now, but when I was in my 20s, I'm gonna just say 20s on to us whatever age. We all have egos. I had an ego problem, and I got that little person or that little person saying me that he wants to just not let go, not let go. So as we sat down and we talk and converse. My ego, I allowed myself to listen to the things that took place, and there was emotions and all that, and so I was just open. I wasn't like ashamed or nothing like that. It was just being apologetic. I guess apologetic. That's
Right, right.
just being vulnerable. And so I've never really done that in my life because, like they always say, everybody's got this macho mentality, whatever. And I used to have that macho mentality, but and there again another situation. As when I had lost my job, I had a friend reach out, and I think I said this. He reached out to me, and I had that macho mentality, and I was just like, I wasn't trying to show no emotion. I was like, nah, I'm good, and I just kind of like reacted, and he was like, okay, whatever, and I was like, so I apologized later, but
Right.
it's just that pride that we have that you just
Yep.
can't let go. But as far as the humility, I was just at that moment, when we were sitting there talking, I just, those emotions was just floating around, and we was, just, I mean, it felt right because at the time when things happened, it wasn't right. It was just anger, emotions, and all that stuff just all built up. I'm just glad that I'm able to, as I'm learning these things, as I'm going to therapy, that I'm able to forgive people and learn to just show humility, and just practice these things that I'm learning.
It's kind of how you say that. You say you felt better about it. It's amazing how when you start doing the right thing, you feel better about things.
Right,
It
right.
is. You can be just like I say, have those grudges and all that. You just all that build up inside of you. But once you let that stuff release, or and say I'm sorry to whatever event it was,
Right.
like, oh God, I feel a whole lot better. That's that burden lifted off your shoulders. It makes you a whole lot better. It seems like you just got lighter.
Right. I mean, and you feel better
Yeah.
because, like I said, I wish I would have learned that a long time ago, but
But
I couldn't let things
you
go.
had to get to that point to get to this point.
Correct,
It
correct,
was it
correct,
was a learning a learning yeah, again. It was a learning experience.
correct. And another quote: humility. I say humility is not denying your strength; it's being honest about your weaknesses.
Mm,
That's by Rick Warren. And
that's a good one.
so, man, like I said, there again, people just um, I don't know. You got a lot of tough guys out here.
Oh yeah. Well,
I mean, you do got a lot of tough
yeah.
guys, but I see people, and the thing about me, when I meet new people and I get into a different space,
Mhm.
it's like I'm a kid. I just sit there and I observe and I let people talk, and I'm just sitting here just just watching and listening. And it's like with my mindset and the way I think now when it comes to things, I just take in information and I'm just like, okay, this person, and then not that I'm labeling them, but I pick certain
Yeah, and you
behaviors and
also
stuff out when it comes to
you're
people.
learning about individual people as
And the people,
well.
well, their behaviors
You
too.
learn their behaviors, and that tells you a lot. Sometimes, then you can kind of make your own projection from that point.
Well, you can make your project. Yeah, yes, you
Yeah.
can. So, and pride makes us artificial, and humility makes us real. Thomas Merton. Um, and it's one of those things, man. Just be well. I can't say be who you say you are because a lot of people like you get on Facebook, Instagram, and they got filters, and people are just. I guess. I mean, you can look at you can sit on your computer and look at somebody's lifestyle
Mhm.
and they taking trips. They um I mean they taking trips, they smiling, they happy, kids are happy. And then deep down inside, you really don't know, what they're going through or what things that they're dealing with, like behind the scenes,
Mhm.
On the other side of the pictures and stuff.
Because I think everything also sometimes people cover things up, glorify what they're actually hiding. The bigger the glory, the more they're trying to hide.
Yeah.
So that's the way I feel. I look at that's kind of where the perception I get sometimes with people. It's like got all this stuff going on, but then they once they break down and tell you what's going on. And say, oh God, man, I thought you was top of the world, but this
Correct.
person is on the almost on the bottom of the barrel. Almost emotionally, he's down. But these projection of my whole life is just wonderful, better, and nothing better than what tell you. They tell you that story. It's like, wow, I didn't know it was like that. But you see something different,
Right.
what they projected, but when they physically tell you what's going on, it's like, oh, I didn't know you had all that going on. And we in fact we talked about this last week. Somebody ran into same thing, no names called, but we share all these different opinions with people, and they was telling you the exact same thing. You thought one thing, but guess what? It was a totally different story once he broke down and say, look, this,
Correct. Correct.
yeah,
And I was just like, wow, man.
yeah,
But
totally different.
yeah, but I don't think I didn't read the definition of humility. Humility. Humility is having a modest view. Well, the definition of humility, that's
Mhm.
it, right? Is having a modest view of yourself, recognizing your strengths without letting them make you feel superior, and acknowledging your weaknesses without shame. It's not about thinking less of yourself. It's about thinking of yourself less.
Woo,
So
love it.
when I say that, it comes to I'm just saying it's self doubt. So between that and self doubt is a lack of confidence in your abilities, value, your is a lack in your abilities, value, and your wealth. So the thing about it is when you try to the difference in humility and self doubt. Humility says I know my value and I'm still growing. Self doubt says I'm not sure I have value at all.
Whew, that's deep.
So you've seen well,
Yes,
there's
yeah.
there's situations I see, and we'll come back to relationships. I mean, me at 40, I'm struggling because I guess my idea of a relationship 20, 30 years ago, I mean, it may or it may not exist. Maybe I'm just speaking out of turn, but what I see now, and I guess as far as I guess I don't know morals, values. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a whole, and we keep coming back. It's a whole nother ball
yeah,
game.
yeah.
But value, well, self value. The self value is not there no more because
Like Austin was talking
it's up
about,
for grabs. I mean, it's just
like he was saying earlier, what society accepts also, and what we're programmed to think is okay. Some of it, the values have dropped. That's the individual thing. I'm sure, for sure it is, but it's still the values that drop because you can just kind of look around and see, like, wow, why are they doing that, or why is this happening, or is this what I'm seeing? You see, like going back to relationships, same thing. You see it all the time. It's like But again, you have changed from you was 5 years ago to say, well, you're going to church for what, about a year now, year, 2 years.
You're in
Yeah. So you have
5 months.
changed. You have changed also from that back period to this period up here. So your views on certain things have changed as well because you scripture totally different as well. I think that's what we look at that, and we're looking at things from a scripture viewpoint, kind of judging everything based on what we hear, what we believe in deeply or deeper than what we believe in now. Than say what we did say 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Right. So yeah, I mean, but as far as relationships and humility, why is or to you, why
Humility.
humility is a superpower? And I just say, it opened doors to learning as far as,
Yeah.
when it comes to humility, because well, if you never step back down to that level, and it's just like, how does that saying go? To be coachable, you got to be a coach, or it's a saying that goes, you got to be coachable to be a teacher, you got to be teachable. Or I
Yeah,
heard somebody,
we have to Google that one. See what it is. I think I know what you're saying though. But you're
I
right.
best to say it up,
But
but
you're right though. It does. It makes sense because we, I guess, we don't want to acknowledge that we don't know something or we can't
correct.
do something. So like that goes again, going back to that pride thing. It's like, now I got this, or I can do this on my own, or whatever the situation is. But you step back and learn. Well, you can probably do it better now. You learn a little bit more about that situation.
But you got to be teachable too.
Yeah,
So
and willing to learn.
teachable, will learn. Yes. So, and as far as humility being a superpower, it's like it makes room for gratitude also. And one of the things that I've been practicing just every day, like I get up, I don't have a job to go to, but I get up. First thing I do, I get brush my teeth and get ready. Do my gratitude, my prayer. I do that every day. I'm just grateful, thankful to be in my house and have air in my lungs and I'm
Hmm.
breathing. And so come down here, do my devotion, and then know, drink my coffee, and I just enjoy my coffee. And I just get in my thoughts. so
Well, at least now you're drinking coffee on your front porch that you used to didn't have that you thought you didn't realize you had a front porch. You had to go through the garage most of the time.
I had a front porch for 3 years,
Yeah,
and
you're
I
like,
just
what is this?
drove
What is this
past it.
place? Is this a new extension to my house? Oh
But
Lord.
after, I know you see pictures every day of the front porch.
Yeah, and that sunrise, it's like I send those out because it's like I can see that's a blessing.
It
I'm
is
breathing, that's a blessing because
blessing.
it could be a lot worse, we all have stuff going on in our lives, we really do. But when I can see that sunrise and them rays hit where that camera sets, I'm like, oh God, this is beautiful.
It's well, like I said,
I've seen that to a lot of people because it's like this is nice.
it is, and it's peaceful. It's free. It's
Yeah,
free. So, and the grass, like I said, my grass it's grass is looking good now.
yeah,
I'm watching now; it looks good.
yeah.
So, but also ability, it strengthens relationships when it comes to when you're practicing. When you're practicing humility,
Right.
it strengthens relationships. So, and it also keeps your ego in check. I'm gonna go to the affirmations and encouragement. I do not have to prove myself to be worthy. Being humble doesn't mean being silent, it means being secure. So I am always learning and I'm always growing.
Perfect.
And this quote I like: ability is a solid foundation of all virtues. And I'm gonna make sure I pronounce the guy's name right. Confucius. I think I said it right. But yeah, man. So I just kind of been
Oh, you mean Confucius? Yes,
Confucius.
yes, yes.
Confucius. But yeah, I just I'm in a different space and place, but looking forward to this upcoming week. This is well, week 3 of just enjoying my house and my thoughts and my coffee and the good stuff. So you got anything big playing this week?
No, let's see. What do I have in plans? No, I don't think I have anything big plans right now. I got my yard mowed in case it rains. I'm good for another
Man,
5 days.
That's another story.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that tomorrow. So hopefully before it rains.
Before it rains.
We'll see. We'll see what time. We'll see what's going on. But yeah, man. But that's all I got today. You got anything?
I am good. I'm just, hope wishing everybody a good week that's out there listening.
Yeah, and I guess if you're dealing, well, if you're experiencing, I guess, humility, or if you practice it, or you know what it is, or want to comment, like I said, these are just our opinions. We just have conversations,
Mhm.
and still working on some things. But as always, man, I appreciate you, man,
Yes,
and
sir.
hope everybody have a beautiful, blessed week.
All right, take care, y'all.
It's the drip from me, Strozar.